solve the equation 8x times x minus 6 equals 0. When trying to solve an equation, one of our biggest tools is this fact that a product of two things equals 0 only if one of those pieces equals 0. Say the b equals 0, then this product would be 0. Or if the a part here equals 0, then this product would be 0, right? That's the only way two numbers multiplied together can be 0. If they're both not 0, I multiply them together, I get something that's not 0. Um, and if one of them is 0, I multiply it together and I always get 0, right? So if b is 0, no matter what a, b 0 times a, I get 0, right? So when I'm trying to solve equations, I really like it when they're in this form, something times something else equals 0, because in order to solve this equation, all I have to do is look at two simpler equations. If I know that the first bit, 8x, is equal to 0, well, I don't care what this second bit is, right? When 8x equals 0, I have a 0 times whatever, the result is 0. So if I can solve 8x equals 0, I have a solution to this whole equation. Similarly, if I can solve when the second bit, x minus 6, is equal to 0, right, then I'll have 0. Whenever I know whatever x value makes x minus 6 0, I'll have 0 times something, and I know that that result is going to be 0. So I get a solution to this simple equation x minus 6. I have a solution to this harder equation 8x times x minus 6 equals 0. So we love this form. Two products multiplied together, or three products, or four products. If this product of things equals 0, I can just look at each factor of the product. This is why we like factoring. Each part of the factoring, each factor, and I just find when each of these smaller problems is equal to 0. So let's solve both of these two equations now, two simple equations. 8x equals 0, so I could divide both sides by 8. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. What's that give me? My 8's cancel. I have x equals 0 divided by 8. Of course, that's 0, so I know x equals 0 is a solution. This second problem, x minus 6 equals 0. Well, we could add 6 to both sides. Add 6 to both sides. And what do we get there? Well, x minus 6 plus 6 is just x. And then 0 plus 6 is 6. So x equals 0 and x equals 6 are the two solutions to this equation, right? And I know those are the only two solutions because x equals 0 is the only time 8x is 0, and x equals 6 is the only time x minus 6 is 0. If I use any other x value, at least one of these is not 0, and if I take two numbers, neither of which are 0, and multiply them together, I don't get 0, I get something else. So we have just these two as our answers.